We are told that history moves in a straight line. First, we lived in the dirt. Then, we built the wheel. Finally, we built the skyscraper. But there is a problem. Deep inside the solid rock of our mountains, there are giant rooms that should not exist. In China, workers moved 5 million tons of stone to carve the Huashan caves. But there is no pile of waste. There are no records of the workers. And there is one thing that is truly terrifying. There is no soot. To carve a cave that deep, you need light. But thousands of feet underground, there are no black burn marks from torches. The stone is perfectly clean. How did they see what they were doing in total darkness? In Turkey, an entire city was carved 18 floors into the earth. 20,000 people lived there in total silence. They hid behind giant stone doors that only locked from the inside. They weren't building homes. They were hiding from something on the surface. Today, we look at 5 underground cities that break the laws of science. They had air that never ran out. They had stone that was shaped like soft clay. If they didn't have tools, electricity, or light, how are these cities still standing while our modern world falls apart? In 1963, a man in Turkey was fixing his house. He knocked down a wall in his basement. He didn't find pipes or wires. He found a doorway to another world. This was the entrance to Derinkuyu. It is a city carved 18 floors into the solid rock. It is large enough to hold 20,000 people, and it was built with a level of science we are only now starting to understand. Historians say this was a simple hiding place, but look at the details. This city has over 50 vertical shafts. These are giant tubes that go from the surface all the way to the bottom. They aren't for water. They are for air. Even at the lowest level, hundreds of feet underground, the air is fresh and cool. This is called natural ventilation. It uses the pressure of the earth to move oxygen. To build this today, we would use computers and fans. They did it with nothing but a chisel. Then, there are the doors. They are massive stone wheels that weigh over 1,000 pounds. Here is the mystery. These doors can only be moved from the inside. A single person can roll them shut, but 10 men on the outside cannot pull them open. These people weren't hiding from rain or wind. They were hiding from an enemy that lived on the surface. They were so afraid that they chose to live in total darkness for months at a time. They had everything. They had kitchens. They had schools. They even had a place to make wine. They had wells that were not connected to the surface, so their enemies couldn't poison their water. But here's the question. How did they see? We have searched every inch of these walls. We found no soot, no burn marks, no evidence of fire. If they lived here for months, they needed light to work, to eat, and to survive. Without torches, the only other answer is a technology we haven't found yet. Or maybe they weren't the ones who built it. Maybe they just found it. Next, we go to China. For thousands of years, people walked past these mountains and saw nothing. Then, in 2000, a local farmer found a hidden entrance. Behind it was a mystery that weighs 5 million tons. These are the Huashan grottos. They are the largest man-made caves in China, and they should not be there. Look closely at the walls. Every inch of this rock is covered in thin lines. They are perfectly straight. They are all cut at the same 60-degree angle. This was not done by nature. This was done by hand. To carve these 36 caves, the workers had to remove over 5 million cubic feet of stone. That is enough rock to fill several large cargo ships. But here is the problem. Where did the stone go? There is no pile of waste. There is no sand in the river. There is no record of where this mountain was taken. It is as if 5 million tons of rock simply vanished into thin air. Even more strange, there is no history. China has the most detailed records in the ancient world. They wrote down every war, every emperor, and every tax. But for this massive project, there is not a single word. But the biggest mystery is the light. These caves are deep. They are dark. To carve them, thousands of workers would have needed torches for years. Fire leaves soot. It leaves black carbon on the ceiling. But the ceilings of Huashan are perfectly clean. There is no soot. There are no burn marks. Experts have checked the stone, and they are baffled. How do you carve a mountain in total darkness? How do you keep the lines perfectly straight when you cannot see your own hands? Some say they used mirrors. Others say they used a light we don't understand. But as we look deeper into these voids, one thing is clear. The history we are taught is missing a very large chapter. Now, we travel to India. Deep in the state of Bihar, there is a mountain made of solid granite. It is one of the hardest stones on Earth. But over 2,000 years ago, someone cut into it like it was butter. These are the Barabar caves, and they are unlike any other caves in the world. When you step inside, the first thing you notice is the finish. These walls aren't rough. They are polished until they look like glass. They are so flat that they look like they were cut with a modern laser. Archaeologists tell us these were carved with simple copper chisels. But try to scratch a piece of granite with a copper penny today. It is impossible. So, how did they reach this level of perfection? The answer might not be in what we see, but in what we hear. These caves are not just rooms. They are massive stone instruments. If you make a sound inside, it doesn't just echo. It vibrates. The shape of the room is mathematically perfect. It creates a resonant frequency. If you hum a specific note, the sound will bounce for over 5 seconds without changing. This is acoustic engineering. We use this today to build world-class recording studios. But why did primitive people need perfect sound inside a mountain? Some believe these caves were used for ancient rituals. Others believe they were used to heal the human body through vibration. But there is one detail that is even more strange. The polish on these walls isn't just for looks. It helps the sound travel perfectly. If the wall was rough, the sound would die. To get this polish, you need industrial tools. You need high-speed grinders. Yet, there is no record of that technology existing 2,000 years ago. It is another piece of the puzzle that doesn't fit the story we are told. We're halfway through the 5 underground cities that shouldn't exist. If you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. In Ethiopia, there is a building that was not built. It was carved. Most churches are built from the ground up. You take wood, stone, and brick, and you pile them high. But at Lalibela, they did the opposite. They found a giant slab of solid volcanic rock, and they cut a deep trench around it. They left a 4-story building standing in the middle of a hole. This is called subtractive engineering. It is the most difficult way to build. If you make one mistake, you cannot fix it. You cannot add more stone later. You have to be perfect from the very first cut. If a worker chips the wrong corner, the entire building is ruined. Yet, there is not a single mistake in the entire structure. But look at the inside. They didn't just carve the outside shape. They carved out the rooms. They carved out the pillars. They even carved out the drainage systems so the church wouldn't flood during the rain. Think about the math required for this. You are standing on top of a mountain, and you have to know exactly where the floor of the basement will be 30 feet below your feet before you even start digging. How did they remove the waste? When you build a normal house, you carry the trash out the door. But here, the door is inside the rock. For every room they carved, they had to carry thousands of tons of stone up a ladder and out of the pit. This is a level of logistics that we struggle with today. Even with modern cranes, this would be a nightmare. Local legends say that King Lalibela had help. They say that during the day, men worked on the stone, and during the night, angels finished the work. Why would they say that? Because to move this much rock with copper tools would take 100 years. But these 11 churches were finished in just 24 years. It is a speed that is physically impossible for the time. Some researchers believe they used a secret. They believe the ancients knew how to make stone soft. They say there was a liquid made from plants that turned hard volcanic rock into something like wet clay. If this is true, they didn't carve the church. They molded it. But like the no soot mystery in China, the recipe for this liquid is gone. It is another piece of lost tech that allowed the ancients to do the impossible. This is the detail that ties it all together. We are finding that these cities aren't just random holes in the ground. Recently, new LiDAR technology, a type of laser that sees through the earth, has revealed something shocking. Many of these underground sites are connected by subterranean highways. We are finding tunnels that stretch for miles. We are finding that the ventilation systems in Turkey are the exact same design as the ones in China. The acoustic secrets of India are found in the temples of Peru. It is as if there was a global manual for how to live underground. This wasn't a local choice. It was a global survival plan. Why would the entire human race move into the mountains at the same time? Why would they hide behind half-ton doors and live in total silence? The evidence suggests that a long time ago, the surface of the earth became a place where humans could not survive. Whether it was a solar flare, a war, or a cataclysm, they went down to stay alive. We think we are the peak of human history. We think our glass towers and paved roads are the best we've ever done. But as we explore these deep voids, we realize the truth. We aren't the first civilization to master the Earth. We are just the first one to forget how we did it. And if it happened once, it can happen again. If you would love to find out more about the lost knowledge, mysteries, and dark history hidden deep in the shadows of planet Earth, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications.